your soul. As we move into this field, I am reminded there's so much that is proliferating the the airwaves at this particular time regarding who's right and who's wrong and what's good and what's not. And so what I wanted to share with you is this reminder. It was written so many years ago by Theodore Roosevelt. And it is called The Man in the Arena, but I'm going to change it to The Person in the Arena. I want to read this to you. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends themselves in a worthy cause? Who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if they fail, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. So, why is that important? Because sometimes, especially in this world, this digital world that we live in with keyboard warriors, people feel very bold and emboldened to say things, to write things, to make declarations that I actually don't know that they would do if they were person to person. And there's also this sense of, where do I go for the truth? Where do I go? Who's got the truth? Truth with a capital T resides inside of you. The ticker tape of who to like and who to not like, or who to hate and who to like, is all human derived. When we, and you hear me say this all the time, when we pull our focus away from the outer world and turn within to the great within, we access those higher places of awareness. And I remember hearing Michael Beckwith say that choice is a function of heightened awareness. And I have absolutely agreed with that. My daughter went to a private school when she was younger, and great school, really great school, very child-led, love it. And I used to say in some of the parent meetings, what if we offered XYZ? And it's a democratic process. So they were like, well, have to be more than one person, and they have this, and they've got to want to do it from within. And I used to say, yes, and if they don't know it exists, they won't know to choose it. Makes sense, right? So the person in the arena, the one who's taking the risks, who's going for bettering humankind, is often the one that's attacked. Gandhi, had this incredible quote that he said, first they attack you, and then, let me get the exact quote. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And actually, this was attributed to Nicholas Klein, a trade union activist in 1918. So why is this important in Awaken, the sanctuary, morning sanctuary for your soul? what's most important that I want to impart to you is that you don't have to search outside of yourself for what is true. You get to turn within. If God is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere in its fullness, omniactive, the only activity, omniscient, all seeing, and omnipotent, all important, all potent everywhere, then you don't have to join with the armchair warriors and the keyboard warriors and stay attacking things. And you don't have to lose hope. In certain circles, hope it gets a bad rap. I think that hope is aspirational. It allows people to reach for something. Viktor Frankl said that the people that survived in the concentration camps were the people that had a vision, hope. They had something beyond the degradation and the desolation that they were in, the environment that they were in. So today in our world, as there is just so much divisiveness, it's just, it's on steroids, this divisiveness. I invite you to come home to yourself, to your divinity, to your true nature. And the way that you do that is by turning away from the outer world and turning within. And it is a practice. That is why we have spiritual practices, not a spiritual destination. The journey is the destination. So it's not how many times you may stumble and fall off your path. It's how many times do you get back up, dust off your arm, your knees, your legs, shake it off and begin again. That is the invitation. Step away from the commentary, one of my favorite sayings. Step away from the judgment. Step away from being force-fed information. When you turn within to the great within, you will be guided and led from a higher vibration, a higher clarity, a stronger knowing. So let us step away from the commentary. Let us turn within to the great within right now. For those that are on YouTube, I'm going to stop the recording because those of us on Zoom are going to turn within to the great within. You're welcome to join us. The information is